I'm wearing a shirt I got in Vegas. I was wearing that today, and you know, I didn't, and I left this on though. It's just classy, right? Um, so I just wanted to talk to you guys, just in case there's people who don't check the community tab. There is a meetup coming up in the Coquitlam area on the 3rd. So for people in BC, that's good news, especially if you're within driving distance. Well, everywhere's within driving distance, unless you live in Europe, Asia. Well, it's still in driving distance if you have a hovercraft. Do you have a hovercraft? No? Okay. Anyways, so we've got the big meetup coming up. I don't know if it's going to be big. Right now, according to Facebook, there's 14 that are going, and there are 9 that are interested. Um, and one of them is a friend of mine who told me last time she was going, and then she didn't. So um, now she shows she's interested again. I'm not falling for that again. Not. Anyways, so that's going on, and then our friend Lewis, known as ShadowNet on the channel, somebody got into the poll, the poll for what you guys think, where you think everybody's going to finish. Don't worry, the results are still there. So what I'll do is I'll take those results, I will use them for when I do my season preview videos, which are coming up pretty quick here. Just got to make the thumbnails for all of them, and then we're good. And then the poll is still up, and basically what'll happen is, however the votes go from the new poll that Lewis created, I'll use those at the start of the season, and we'll see if anything changes. We'll see if any of the predictions change. He also included a couple of other questions in there that weren't in the original poll. The original poll was just a matter of picking where everybody was going to finish in the divisions, and I believe now he's added the Stanley Cup to it. And yeah, so we'll see where the channel thinks everybody's going to finish now, and we'll see where everybody thinks they're going to finish at the start of the season. So I mean, you know, we'll just leave that open, and then at puck drop, yeah, we'll see. And also for the poll that's the new poll that's up, I've created a Facebook ad for it, so through its targeted advertising. So Facebook took a bath on its advertising revenues this month. For me, they're getting a couple of bucks from me. Although I've already been told by them that the ad isn't performing very well, and somehow that's my fault. I'm not really all that concerned, because if the ad doesn't perform very well, then I don't spend my budget, and then it's okay. Then I could just go ahead and take the rest of that budget and move it over to something else on the channel, that kind of thing. But anyways, it has got more eyeballs than it seems like Facebook wants to admit it has, and it's got more clicks than Facebook seems to want to admit it has. So I'm happy with the way it's performing. I think everything's going fine. It just won't spend the whole $20 budget. Yep. I've also been informed that the Hockey Guy Fantasy League is being set up, and I'll be able to provide a permanent link on the community tab of the Hockey Guy channel, which means it'll show up in your subscription feed as well. It's one of those ones that shows up as posts. Anyways, so that'll be a thing, and will I participate? Well, I didn't participate last year, because I don't do the fantasy hockey thing. That's the funny part. You know, guys are always asking me about that. I really don't do it. I've never. Every time I got into a Yahoo Fantasy League, whether it was football, hockey, or baseball, whatever it was, I'd lose interest pretty quick. I didn't really. And they had a competition on the Canucks message board where you could be where you do the GM and you grab your team, and I lost interest in that pretty quick too. And yeah, I'm not into the whole fantasy thing, but I know there's a lot of people that are. So there will be a fantasy league for the channel, and I will be posting the link to that as soon as I've got it, which shouldn't be that long down the road. But yeah, it's going to be. It really is the dog days of summer, so there's not exactly a whole lot of news coming out. So this is the best time to start getting ready for and start doing the previews. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do one a day or two a day. They're going to be more comprehensive than my previews have been the last couple of years. I'll focus I don't really want to focus too much on the line combinations. That's why that part of it I'm planning on doing a little differently than I've done it previously. But again, I don't know how committed I am to that, and just the idea that um, sometimes with the previews last year and the year before, we get bogged down in, well, who's going to make the team, this guy or this guy, and then it wasn't as much about the entire team, how the team is going to play. So I'll likely make it so it's more the way the whole team's going to play. I cleaned up the rack quite a bit. I took a lot of jerseys upstairs. Only the top 200 remain on the rack. Anything that you didn't see in the countdown has gone upstairs. And some that you saw in the countdown in the last 10 have gone upstairs. And as new jerseys come in, I'll slot them in according to where I think they rate on all these. And it's something that seemed really out of control, and it was hard in the heat. Now, I want to mention the heat too. Yes, the heat's low 90s, but the humidity is, yesterday I know it was 65%. I don't know what it was today, but it's that kind of heat that anytime you do anything that you're physically exerting yourself, you're sweating like a pig right away. It is brutal for that. And it there's no stop. It starts at about 9 in the morning and it goes until about, like right now it's almost 9. It's just after 9 at night, and it's comfortable. So there's that. Yeah. So I'm glad. What this does mean too is that because this was jersey number 51 on the countdown, it's the jersey that will feature on the corner of the rack. So that'll be kind of funny. Of course, Jets is here. There's Whalers, Boston, and yeah. And I've got. I didn't order as many jerseys this month as one might think I might, because honestly, kind of running out of jerseys to order. Adidas must have known this was going to happen, which is why they brought back the third jerseys. Smart move by Adidas. And starting in September, odds are I'll be adding some, not necessarily all, to my collection of the third jerseys. There are a couple that I've seen that I've said, not that interested, and some that I'm like, shut up and take my money. You know, the Philip J. Fry picture that everybody always uses of him just, holding out the bills and saying, shut up and take my money? That's me. It's kind of me. So there you go. It's nice to be home. The one thing that really struck me while I was on the road and with the ups and the downs of doing this, I don't think I have any aspirations to go beyond being a YouTuber. I don't. I see a lot of YouTubers, big and small, and in all parts of YouTube, who have all these grand dreams of whether it's journalism or, one case, music. One channel I follow, she's going to be a music star, and not really working out the way I think she thought it might, but at least she made the attempt, and she's making money doing it. Just I don't think she's making the kind of money as a music star she'd anticipated. And there are other channels where I've seen, they're branching out into TV, they branch out into animation, they branch out into, it's like they want to become this whole thing. I'm just really pleased that the channel passed 55,000 subscribers today, and I'm happy with the channel as it is. Yeah, I mean, I have a podcast, and it's at TheHockeyGuy.podbean.com, or it's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. So I have a podcast. Every now and then I'll see a comment like, you should have a podcast. I have a podcast. And there's 178 followers of that podcast, which I looked at and I thought, well, I don't know how good that is. And then I look at some of the other big name podcasts. That's not bad, especially for hockey and being in Canada. It's actually not a bad total. And it's something different. But again, I don't look and say, oh, I want to be on that network, or I want to be a pundit for this show, or I'm actually quite happy with where things are at. So yeah, for anybody who ever worries like, that things will go really well for the channel and that I might just go off on some tangent, I've seen big channels do that. I've seen channels when they get bigger that all of a sudden there's there's a certain subsection of YouTubers that will kind of say, okay, I made my money doing this, but I really want to do that instead. So they'll kind of try to transition. Sometimes it doesn't go well. I have no aspirations for that. Maybe it's because I'm older. Maybe if I was 18 or 19, maybe I'd have a completely different aspiration list. Maybe I'd be, calling people every day and emailing people every day, and I just don't. I'm actually really happy with where things are at. And I'm excited about the growth, and I'm excited for each and every one of you that are still with the channel, that have joined the channel, that still follow the channel, and even people who aren't necessarily subscribers. It's fun to have you guys here for the whole trip, and I will continue to provide the content no matter what. I got a brand new webcam yesterday. People, eagle-eyed viewers, noticed that this is a brand new board today. I started using it yesterday. But, so I am continually buying things, whole new magnet sets, for instance, that I'm making. And it's, even organizing this, organize this so it'll look better when I shoot videos. And not necessarily because now, because it's not organized by teams, I'm going to kind of have to hunt around for certain jerseys when I want to wear them. But, again, that's a really small price to pay. It's a small hassle. It's really not a big deal. So thank you guys for all that. And hey, come out on August 3rd if you can. It'll start at 6:30, and there's no cost. It's just come out and maybe you can give me a black eye too. Maybe that'll be a new thing at the meetups, a new competition. Maybe I'll give away the SUV at the Barclays Center for getting a black eye. There you go. Maybe we can do that kind of a giveaway at some point. That might be a ways down the road, and I think I need to come up with some kind of a giveaway that doesn't involve me getting hurt. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through and just happened upon this video. I'll talk to you again soon.